Unacademy. Let's crack it.
So tell me, what are the requirements or attributes of a captain or a leader? Because you would be leading a team of officers working under you. Even if you are a collector or a director or a secretary, what are the essential requirements of a leader?
Sir, I think one of the most important requirements of a leader is honesty. They have to be honest with respect to their own capabilities. They have to be honest with respect to assessing the capabilities of the people who work under them, which makes them accountable, which makes them a better leader in terms of resource allocation, allocation of duties, and delegation of tasks. In addition to that, sir, I think having the ability to listen to your subordinates, so people who are working under you, is also very important, which I would say is your receptivity to feedback, because that allows you to create coordination and cohesion in the unit that you're working with.
What about other things like integrity?
Sir, integrity is also essential because it isn't merely accountability to a third party, but it is accountability to yourself with respect to the aims and goals that you've set for yourself and your team. And it allows for a sort of recollection of your tasks and gives you...
What about efficiency and effectiveness?
Sir, efficiency
One can be very, very honest and not perform anything. It does not produce a result.
No, sir, I
honesty,
agree. Efficiency and effectiveness are equally important.
All right. Now, do you think a student's union necessary in the case of a college or a university? Don't you think that students' union, because students' union are the first step towards politics, and the students come to the college and university to study. Do you think a union should be allowed to be formed in the colleges?
Sir, I do think unions should be allowed to be formed in the colleges, because one of the most essential things that a union is able to achieve is to effectively communicate with the administration in order to coherently place the requirements of the student body in front of the administration. Sir, I think they form a very important link between the people who have the ability to make a change in the student environment and the requirements of the students themselves. So I think unions are essential. However, they must function within the parameters of the student, the university itself. It is important to recognize that the main purpose of an educational institute is to impart education, and any activity that can inhibit that must be discouraged, sir.
Okay. Talking about the Hindustani classical music, some of the ragas have been we have derived them from southern part of the country into the northern part. Can you name one or two such ragas which have come from the southern India? Sir,
Rag Bhairavi is a rag that is inspired from Carnatic music as well, that is derived from the Thaat, Bhairav Thaat itself, which also has similarities with Carnatic music. Sir, apart from that, I can't recall.
Charukeshi?
Sir, Charukeshi is another
also
such rag. Right, sir.
What is the time at which Bhairav Rag is generally sung or practiced?
Sir, I think it's sung in a time called the Purvang, which is early morning or late at night. It's a division of time between 4 a.m. and to early morning, sir.
Which rag do you find to be most melodious amongst the Hindustani rags?
Sir, my favorite is Rag Miya Malhar.
Miya Malhar.
That is derived from Kafi Thaat, sir.
Okay. Any particular Bollywood song which is based on the Miya Ki Malhar?
Sir, Bol Re Papiha.
Okay.
It's based on Miya Malhar Thaat.
One of the ghazal singers was very fond of Miya Ki Malhar.
Sir...
in Pakistan. In his ghazals, you could hear.
Sir, I can't recall him. So
Mehdi Hassan.
Mehdi Hassan, right, sir. He's of course.
Okay.
Pallavi,
Yes, ma'am.
India has assumed the presidency of one of the international bodies.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
G20.
What is the mandate of G20?
Ma'am, G20 has been organized as one of the premier economic institutions in the entire world.
For what purpose?
Ma'am, for ensuring global financial stability. It was created after the Asian financial crisis of 1997 with the mandate of ensuring that the global financial systems are strengthened and are regulated, ma'am.
How many members?
Ma'am, G20 has 19 countries and European Union.
Okay. And how much of world gross product does it represent?
I'm around 85% if I'm not
80,
correct.
80.
80%.
75% international trade and 80% good. Okay. Now, G20 there has been a demand for removal of Russia.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you say on that?
Ma'am, I think while the intention behind such a demand might be noble, because we want to create moral pressure on Russia to back out of Ukraine, but I think in the long
And this
term,
is not just Ukraine war, it is before that also.
ma'am, yes, ma'am, their annexation of Crimea and basically their aggressive actions towards their neighbors. But I think in the long term, since Russia represents a large part of the country, it represents a large part of crude oil, of important essential commodities as well, and has been a member of most international global financial setups. I think it would hinder the global stability in the long run.
Okay.